I was talking to a woman not too long ago, and she shared something with me that I think many of us can relate to. She said, "I always feel uncomfortable when I spend money." At first, I didn't quite understand what she meant. After all, spending money is part of life, right? You buy things you need, treat yourself once in a while. What's uncomfortable about that? But then, as she continued to explain, I realized something deeper was at play. She had been really diligent with her finances. Over the years, she'd saved a significant amount of money, and that felt like an accomplishment. But here's the twist: whenever she thought about actually spending any of it, whether on something she wanted or even something she needed, she would freeze up. It wasn't just a small hesitation, it was a deep feeling of anxiety, almost as if the act of spending money was a betrayal of some sort. She said that she was afraid of running out or that her savings wouldn't last. She found herself paralyzed by fear whenever it was time to part with the money she had worked so hard to accumulate. Now, I could see why she was feeling this way, and I tried to explain it to her in a way that might help shift her perspective. What she didn't realize at the time is that her fear wasn't about the actual act of spending money, it was about her underlying beliefs about money and abundance. I told her that it's perfectly understandable to feel this way, especially when you've been conditioned to believe that money is only available to you through effort and hard work. If you believe that you must earn every penny you receive and that there's a limited supply of money in the world, then naturally, you'll want to hold on to that money for as long as you can. You'll fear that spending it means it's gone forever, and that belief alone creates a barrier to receiving even more. It's important to note that her discomfort wasn't a reflection of anything wrong with her or the actual spending. The discomfort came from the thoughts and beliefs she had about money in that moment, which weren't in alignment with the reality of abundance that we all have access to. I explained to her that when we believe in shortage, whether it's money, time, or any resource, we create an energetic block that prevents more abundance from flowing into our lives. The discomfort she was feeling wasn't coming from the act of spending, it was coming from her thoughts of lack. When you focus on a scarcity mindset, you attract more of the same. And that's exactly what she was experiencing. Every time she thought about spending, she felt that sense of "I don't have enough," which just kept reinforcing the idea that she didn't have enough. I told her, it's important to recognize that the universe doesn't operate on a system of scarcity. It operates on a system of abundance. You don't have to guard your money like it's your last breath of air. Just like you trust that there will always be more air for you to breathe, money can flow into and out of your life with ease. But only when you truly believe in the endless supply of it. I didn't want to dismiss her feelings, though. I acknowledged how hard it can be to shift your perspective when you've spent so many years believing that you have to work tirelessly for every dollar. But I also wanted her to understand that if you feel discomfort or fear about money, it's a sign that your thoughts are out of alignment with the abundant energy that surrounds you. So what can you do to change that? Well, the first step is to shift your thoughts. The discomfort isn't something you should try to ignore or push through. When you're feeling uneasy about spending, that's a clear signal from your inner guidance system that you need to change your thoughts before taking any action. If you try to spend while still feeling that fear, you're not in a vibrational place of alignment, and that can actually block the flow of abundance. Instead, I told her, take a moment to ease your discomfort. Focus on the abundance around you, even in small ways. Acknowledge that there's plenty of air to breathe, and there's plenty of money to flow into your life. I explained that as she shifted her mindset toward expecting abundance, she would naturally feel more at ease about spending. As her comfort with spending grew, I encouraged her to start seeing her money as a tool for her freedom and joy, rather than something she needed to hoard out of fear. Money is meant to be in flow. Think of it like the air you breathe. You don't hold your breath and wonder if you'll ever breathe again. The same goes for money, it comes, it goes, and there's always more available to you when you're ready to receive it. But here's a very important point: when you spend money, it's also essential to release the fear that there won't be more. If you're thinking, "Oh no, I've spent too much, I won't have enough next time," you're affirming a belief in lack. That's not the energy of abundance, and it won't attract more. Instead, shift your thinking to, there's always more where that came from. Spending money is just another part of the flow of life. More will come. It's just like breathing. You don't think about how much air you have left when you exhale. You don't hold on to it, wondering if there will be more. And similarly, money can flow in and out of your experience in the same effortless way, once you align with that idea of abundance. I also explained to her that people sometimes resist this idea because they've experienced real shortages in their lives, whether it's money, love, or health. I understand that these experiences can create a strong belief in scarcity, but that belief is what keeps you stuck. The truth is, abundance is always available. It's just waiting for you to allow it. When you focus on stories of shortage, you continue to block your own flow. You're saying, I can't afford this, or there's never enough. And as long as you focus on lack, you'll continue to experience it. But here's the thing, you can change your story. You can start telling a story of abundance. You can say, I want to feel good. I want to feel expansive. I deserve comfort and joy, and I am open to receiving enough money to experience that. This story will begin to shift your energy, and you'll begin to see more positive circumstances unfold around you. Every time you tell yourself, only good things come to me, you are planting the seeds for more good things to flow into your life. You don't have to know exactly how or when it will happen, just trust that it will. As you shift your mindset and your beliefs, you will begin to see your reality shift as well. So, if you're struggling with the discomfort of spending money, just remember, it's not about how much you work or how hard you try. It's about aligning your thoughts with the energy of abundance. And once you do that, you'll notice that money, and everything else you want, flows to you with ease. The better it gets, the better it gets.